Hello everyone, welcome back for another video tutorial. So in the previous video, we have introduced the way to use and work with the fitted box so that the size of the text will be automatically resized based on the size of the parent. Okay, and the parent here in this case is a fitted box. And we put the fitted box in the size box so that we can control the size of this fitted box as well. And that size box is now a child of the container. The container again is like a div, okay? And this div can control the aspect of the margins and padding. All right, now if you look at the slide here, the things that we still have to accomplish is ability to apply the border in this manner. So we want radius borders. How do we achieve this? Well, so we introduce another name parameter. Instead of using just a border name, we use border radius. Okay, so go ahead and do this together. So now for the second container, so let's go to the second container. Let me minimize the first one. Now for the second one, so you can see that we have a, let me delete this. Okay, so for the second one, okay, so we're talking about the box decoration here. Let me bring down this one more time. Now previously, the border is there so that we can have a border like this. But I want a radius border. So instead of having border directly right here, you have to use border radius and then introduce border radius, okay, class with the constructor circular. Then you can specify the radius. Let's say you want 20 pixel for this, and it's going to apply the border for you. The more you go for 50s, then you can see that the loading is more for your container. Now that's the second thing. Okay, now but sometimes you might feel like, okay, Ajahn, I would like to make changes so that I have unequal or unsymmetries of this, meaning sometimes I just want to keep this as is, I want to keep this location as is, but I want to have loading in the top left and the bottom right. How can we do this? Well, same thing. So we go to the last container here and we change this a little bit. So we are going to make a comment for border here, and we are going to introduce border radius again, but this time border radius is going to be dot, and you can see that you have to use the function constructor only. Now you can specify things like if you want to clip this area, that is what we call top left or left top. Okay, top left. And then for the top left, you can specify that is basically the border radius dot circular equal to I think you can directly use the radius object. Okay, don't bother with border radius anymore, so it's going to be radius circular, and then put things like 30s. You can apply this clipping in these directions, so that is considered to be it's going to be bottom right. So bottom right radius dot circular, and then put 30 as well. You can also change things that are not equal as well, and that will give you something that look like this. Okay, so hopefully now for this exercise you can see the difference between, let me make a quick review. For a standard border, okay, for the standard border, then we use the name parameter borders, and for the value of this we use the constructor .all from this border class. Okay, now for a loading radius here, it's not going to be just border like this. It's going to be, we call it border radius. Okay, in the previous one it's just called border, and over here we do not call border all, we call border radius dot circular, and this is basically representation of your radius. Now if you want to have unequal symmetric shaping like this, then we go over the third one and apply, instead of, now you have the same thing for the second one, border radius, but this one is border radius and then dot only. Comparing to the previous one, it's all, see, it's border dot circular with 50. Now we say only, and then you can specify any corner that you like, okay, to make changes. All right, now what is next? So for this video, I will go further a little bit more for having the text field, okay, in here. Now for the text field, let's go over this. Okay, so the text field widget is basically using the text field, and we need the decoration so that we can put icon, hint text, and also hint style. Okay, we're gonna go step by step. So let me open this up as my reference. Okay, and then I can go over here, and then one more time, just fold, grab all, and then fold all. Grab recursively, yeah, okay, so now I can, sorry, I should grab it from here. So in the column I can folding, go to folding and grab recursively, so that I can now see that we have three different child of this. I can go over and add one more for the text field. So over here, in between square brackets, see, I can add one more member. So I'm gonna put text field and this one. Now inside this text field widgets, then I can specify what we call decoration. Now for decoration is basically taking an object belong to the class input decoration here. Okay, and this one, you can have name parameter like icon. Now the value of icon, you have to use the object instance as well belong to the class icon. And the class icon doesn't take name parameter, it takes positional parameter. The first position is basically you can specify the constant class called icon s, just like color, and then you can specify the name of the icon directly one more time. In order to work with icon, you put icon name first, and the icon name expect the value belong to the object of the class icon. So we put object creation here. You don't put news because you don't need to. It understand that. And over here you put things like positional input parameter. The first one is icon dot the name of this. Let's say I put it like this way. Okay, and then if I refresh it, now in your emulator here, you should see that I have the text field that look like this. Okay, now we are going to see that we can put something else more in. So in this case, in addition to the icon, I can put hint text, things like username. Okay, I can also put hint style. So hint style, and that's gonna be the object of the class style. And I can take font weight. Okay, so that's gonna be the weight of how much? Okay, the build 300, so font weight of 300. Okay, I can take also the color if I want, so color blue, so that's gonna be color of the hint text based on this constant class blue 1. Now try to see if I can make changes and see the result in here. Here we go. So now I have the hint text that is the username, and it's have this much of the font weight and color blue. I can also specify the text style, so it's going to be font style, and the font style for italic, so that that hint will give me the italic, the slant angle look. Okay, now what else? So in over here, then I can go further, and then I can specify the underline input border as well. So let's go ahead and do this. So I can put, so inside, okay, let me look at this. So inside input decorations, I can go further here, and now I can put enable border. Okay, enable borders, and enable border expect the object belong to the class underline input border. Okay, so this one expect to have border size, and I think for the border size I'm going to use the color for make it different, so it's gonna be Well, for now, let's make it the same. So let's put color dot blue. Okay, so that's enable border. Now, whenever user click over this, we want to have the focus is in a different color. So you can go over this and put focuses border is going to be the objects. Data is going to be object belong to the class again. Underline input border. Okay, and it take border size that is belong to the class object of the class border size, and now the color will be different. So let's try orange. Now let's make changes here, and as you can see now that in the simulator, when I click over here, the color um, okay eventually you're gonna see that we have trouble about trying to keep this box up and down. Okay, in the next video tutorial I will show you how to solve this, but imagine that, okay, how about if I take this up to the top so that you can see this in detail. Let me take the text field here. Okay, let me put it at the top. All right, and then either save it. You know, when you save it, it is equivalent to you hit on hot reload here when you save your file. Okay, when I click over here, you can see that now the color of the text field here, the focus underline now become orange. When I do it like this, now it come back to blue. One more thing, you can also change the size of the icon. Sorry, you can change location of the icon. Now it's prefix right here. You can put it back to the end of this. So in order to do this, then we have to say something else. So in your setup here, now if you look at my documents, I said that you can also put the suffix icon instead of just icon. Okay, so now I can have another text field. So what I need to do is I just need to copy this. Then I put it here as a second text field. And then I go over the icon to make it look a little bit different. Then I can have things like access alarm. And this become the hint is password. And for the icon, then instead of just icon, I will use suffix icon and save it. Equivalent to you click over here and you can see that now the icon appear at the end of this. Okay, so hopefully for this video tutorial it show you that you can work with a standard with just like container, like a div, and then make decoration to make it look different, okay, based on your design requirements. And also I introduced the way that you can show the user to take the input from them, and this is based on material design text field. You can see that we can have icon, we can have the icon at the back as well. We can have hints and different color for whenever it got focused. Now, whenever you don't need icon, okay, the question would be, okay, how about if I don't need icon? So what you need to do is just comment it out and then save it, and the icon should not be there. Okay, so that's the technique. All right, so hopefully in the next video tutorial we should be able to finish up, okay, the list. So we're gonna go over icon and several kinds of button, and then I'm going to go fix this one for you, so you can see that whenever we have the keyboard come up, it violate the size of our UI. So how do we fix this? Okay, I'll talk to you in the next video. Thank you.